and welcome to another Boroshin's Retrospectives. Today covering King of Fighters 97, made by SNK, the Neo Geo multi-video system. This game is the fourth game in the King of Fighters series, and is the culmination of the Orochi saga, which is the first story saga of the King of Fighters. They would after this have King of Fighters 98, which was a dream match game that had no story, and then afterwards they would start with King of Fighters 99 on the Nest saga. Now this game's kind of interesting. This game's very popular in China, and I'll get into that in a while. But it's a very interesting game. It has a lot going for it, and it also has a lot of, in my opinion, downsides to it that they improved on in, say, something like 98. Firstly, what I wanted to really discuss is the presentation of the game. I think that's one of the aspects that this game really nails. All of the menus, the UI, and the overall presentation of the game is just really top quality. You'll be seeing that through the entire video, because there's lots of like story segments and bits in the game as you go through the arcade mode, of which this is actually the first time I've ever actually played through the entirety of King of Fighters 97's arcade mode. I hadn't played a lot of King of Fighters 97, I mainly played 98, as well as I played quite a lot of 95 and 96. But the presentation is really, really good. All of the sprite artwork is obviously gorgeous, as usual. As well as the stages. I do really like the stages that they went for with the King of Fighters 97. However, I'm not sure how memorable they are exactly. Some of them are better. Certainly, some of them are better than others. One thing that they went kind of weirdly, which it ties into the presentation a bit, is the music. The music is interesting in this game. As you may have noticed, when Terry came on screen, the music completely changed. And whereas in other KOF games, you would have like a team theme or something like that, or a stage theme. The sort of music in this game is ambient. You have this ambient music because they did specific themes for specific characters, as well as there's a few for well, there's one for one of the teams, or two of the teams technically, but they're the same people. They have a general theme. This is another example of the presentation being really cool. I just like this. It's really nice, simple touch, but it nails it. Now, the stage that we're coming onto here with the Akari team, this isn't their stage. The game just picks a stage pretty much at random. But this is the one stage where I feel the ambient music is quite effective. It's a sort of rhythmic chanting going on. It's quite atmospheric and gets you in the mood, and also suits a sort of a fighting game scenario. However, I feel some of the other stages, particularly there's a you won't see it in this video because I did have to edit out quite a bit, because there's a lot. You fight quite a lot of teams, and the game took me about, to get through the entire arcade mode, probably took me about 30 minutes. I mean, I'm no KOF pro, so I just played the game for a lot of fun. And obviously there's tons of interesting probably stuff you could do to sort of speedrun the game, as it were, but it took me about 30 minutes to get through, so I wanted to cut out a bit of it. But there's an amusement park stage where I just don't feel it suits the you can look it up, but I don't really feel that music suits the to be honest, a fighting game. And you can tell that maybe SNK thought that after this game as well, because in King of Fighters 98 they went back to team themes. There's no atmospheric music in that game, so they obviously felt that maybe that was a misstep where the King of Fighters 97 was concerned. I mean, really another one of the real key things about this game, now moving more onto the gameplay, is the mechanics. The mechanics have, once you get to 97, the mechanics of this game really start to resemble the current sort of King of Fighters games, because this game has the first version of the advanced system, which is the power bar that you fill up and you get power stocks. That is the same system, pretty much, that's in King of Fighters 14, and they've kept it. You can do the thing where you can pick between advanced or extra, like you can in King of Fighters 98, which allows you to play the more classic KOF style of where you, instead of it building from you doing attacks, you actually have to charge it by pressing A, B, and C, and instead of having a roll, you have a spot dodge. So it also allows you to do supers when you're low on life for free, but you can only have one super stored at once, and also the gauge rapidly decreases. But yeah, the first version of the advanced system in this game, and that is basically what they ended up just going with. Upon King of Fighters 99, there you can't even pick there's no extra system involved. They went fully with the advanced style of gameplay. Now, interestingly, this stage that we're going on to now, if anyone's been playing King of Fighters 14 recently, they'll notice that this is a stage that they got for free. They remastered the Monaco stage from King of Fighters 97. Now, to be honest, personally, while I do like the stage and I think it looks quite good, I actually prefer that one before that we were just on, the Bali stage with the kind of rhythmic chanting. I guess it's because I also liked in King of Fighters 13. There was a stage where you're in like some sort of like weird crypt pyramid thing, and you had all of these people bowing. I just really liked it. I just thought it was really cool. But yeah, this stage was recently remastered for the King of Fighters 14. That's free DLC, which was pretty cool. Now, yeah, another thing that this game did, one of the characters that I'm playing, Yamazaki, the CPU is playing them as well. This game features quite a few of, at that time, new characters that are now considered sort of staples of the KOF games, even though they're not actually like KOF originals, as it were. Yamazaki, this is the first time the 97 special team appears, as it'll say, King of Fighters 97, which is Yamazaki, Blue Mary, and Billy Kane, all from Fatal Fury. Very popular team, hence why they came back in every single Dream Match game. Every time. These characters also have been in lots of King of Fighters games. So, Yamazaki was in 97, 98, 2002, 2003. Billy's been in 97, 98, 2002 and 2003. Blue Mary's been in more though, I think. She was in, I think she's in 97, 98, and I think she's in 2000. No, she's in 99, isn't she? She's in 2000 as part of Fatal Fury team, but I think she's in 99 as part of Woman Fighters team. But yeah, she's in quite a lot. She's also in 11. So these characters have come back from all over the place. Now here also you'll see the first time you see the orochi version of a character appear, a powered up version, more maniacal version, and also showing some of the story elements of the game, and another example of the presentation being really good. Like, this is some fantastic. Not many fighting games had a coherent story at this point. Like, Street Fighter's story basically doesn't exist at this point. All the characters are pretty comical. Basically, the only story is like Bison is evil, people try to stop him, and like Ryu and Sagat have a story. But yeah, here you see Orochi Leona Awaken, Orochi Blood. Now you can also have Iori, who's on my team. Oh, that is the amusement park stage I was talking about, but you won't hear the music. Instead, you'll hear the fantastic Control Crisis, which is one of the best pieces of music that is in this game, without a doubt. I absolutely love Control Crisis, and I'd like it to be in King of Fighters 14. They're doing fateful battle themes where his specific characters fight each other. You get a theme, and I would love it if Iori versus Leona played a remix of Control Crisis. That would be fantastic. But yeah, this is the first example of you ever seeing this in King of Fighters. These characters are actually technically playable via code. You can play them. They are actually just really like sped up versions of their standardized self, but they have a different like win poses and stuff. So it's quite cool. Another set of new characters who are featured heavily in the intro, and the intro to this game is without a doubt probably one of my favourite, and one of the, I would say, the best openings to not only a King of Fighters game, but in general to a fighting game. I feel it does a really good job of, one, making the game look really good. I mean, the animation in that intro is fantastic. Benamaro doing the Raikuken looks amazing, and Shingo, who's obviously new as well, doing the sort of overhead, or I don't really know, sort of overhead punch to the screen. But then also debuting the new face team, or the Orochi team, of Yashiro, Chris, and Shermie, who you're seeing their Orochi versions, their more powerful versions, but they also have standard playable versions, as well as their Orochi versions, that play completely differently. Like, Orochi goes from being, not Orochi, Yashiro goes from being a sort of brawler type, when he's in his standard form, to being a grappler. And like Chris goes from this like sort of weird mix-up side switch mix-up character with these weird command dashes to being a zoner sort of standard, got a DP, got a weird fireball, got all sorts of stuff. Also, they have both of their themes. This is Rhythmic Hallucination you'll be hearing here. Are great. Their standard theme, Bloody, is fantastic, and was remixed in King of Fighters 2002 as well. It also features in 98. But yeah, this team was heavily featured in the intro because they are incredibly important to the story in this game, and they're also really, really cool characters. And to be honest, despite the fact that they technically are dead in the KOF lore now, many people call for them to return because they're really cool. So the characters are really good. Stages, once again, this stage is fantastic. Now, I was talking earlier, or I briefly mentioned it earlier, why this game's really popular in China. Now, I was confused about this as well, but this game in the arcades in China is still very widely played. People still play it, and a man got stabbed because he woke up with a super. Now, that sounds mental to me. Like, one, why the hell would you stab someone over a video game, or why the hell would you stab someone in general? But he got stabbed over waking up with a super, and I was like, well, why is that? Now, I looked up the tournament rules for this game in China, and the rules are you cannot do infinite combos. You cannot do, there's some glitches where the characters will levitate off the floor, like they'll be higher up, but they'll count as standing, so they're like, they can do infinites where they do like crouching light kick, but they don't get pushed back, so they can just do light kick, light kick, light kick, light kick, and to your head, because they're like levitating off the ground. And you also cannot wake up with a super. They ban it. You're not allowed to do it. I don't really know why, considering King of Fighters supers have very little invincibility, if any. But yeah. Now this game basically, in a lot of ways, plays very much like 98, apart from the fact that everything in this game does ludicrous amounts of damage. The game's so, like, you can die so quickly, it's ridiculous. And I guess, in a way, that does make it fun, and I'm guessing that's like, look at how much damage that Billy Super did. That is mental. For a 1-bar super. Crazy. But, yeah. This game is basically, lots of people view this game now, in retrospect, from playing something like 98. It's basically beta version of 98. It has less characters than 98. All of the characters in this game return in 98, plus more. So there's just more characters. Stages are different and stuff, but the game is essentially it's got all the stuff that was in 97, but it's sort of better. So yeah, this game has lots of like infinites. It has a lot of its damage is insane. So I guess, like, I'm guessing the reason why it's popular in China is they just like the sort of crazy nature of it. It's very explosive, it's very fast, it's very intense. And in a way, because it is, every character's so broken to the point where pretty much every character is viable. Even the bad characters are stupid. Like, they have, the tier list has like Iori's up the top, Yamazaki's pretty high if you count it. You counted infinites, yeah, Yamazaki has a really good infinite off of his DPB move, because his DPB move in Future titles is where he like raises his leg with the sand and then he kicks you down, does a hard knockdown. This game, it just does the spray sand move, but it just sort of puts you in like this stagger state, as it were, and it allows you to do a very easy follow-up. So yeah, but yeah, the game's so broken that everyone's viable. So I'm guessing, in a way, I can see why China likes it. But I think everyone else just sort of moved on, apart from in China. Everyone else was like, no, we'll play 98. Because there's more characters. There's more stuff. And the game overall feels a bit more polished. Because the game, while its presentation is really nice, it can feel a bit janky. Can feel a bit weird. There was some weird stuff like earlier on when I was fighting the 97 special team. I rolled through Billy, and he did the spun his like staff, and I got stuck. I got hit like 12 times, and he was like moving forward despite doing a move that doesn't move forward. It's quite janky. But yeah, and now you'll see the fight with Orochi, who is the boss of the game, and hence why the saga, as it were, is called the Orochi saga. But yeah, Orochi's kind of interesting in the sense that he's probably the easiest SNK boss to, despite the fact he did give me a bit of a run for my money, and I did, as you may notice, I'm not going to allow anyone to be like, oh look, you lost. Yeah, I did lose the first time I played him, but to be honest, usually when you play an SNK game, you lose 25 times before you beat the boss. I lost once. That's not a good thing. You should usually lose like a good 20 times before you win in arcade SNK glory. But yeah, he just doesn't. He has all these overpowered moves, but he doesn't use them a lot. Like, he has a super that hits the entirety of the screen, but he barely uses it. Makes no sense. But yeah, Orochi's cool. He's cool. I wouldn't say he's like one of the best bosses in the world, but he's obviously very central to the plot. And also, the game, as you will see, I'll let you just listen to it. The game gives you quite the interesting message about life in general. I don't know, I guess it was SNK being a bit... They just wanted to leave a message with the players to think about after playing through this fantastic fighting game. But yeah, they would like to do KOF 98, and that was probably, in my eyes, a bit better. KOF 98 is actually really good. So, if you want to play a KOF game, and you want to start somewhere, play 98. But yeah, thank you for watching Boroshin's Retrospectives. If you have any other games you want to see me play, I'll gladly do it, and I'll see you next time.
Congratulations!